if you're a musician, I'm a stand-up comedian, but also a documentary filmmaker, the typical pathways have been largely demolished. And there's a whole lot of new stuff out there, and you're kind of a frontiersman. You're the Lewis to my Clark right now.
Cool. I got a part you were born to play, and I want you to be in the movies. Went on a date with your daughter.
I'm here with Noah, aka Speelburg, who's a musician I met online on Reddit. He was doing live music. For those who don't know, live platforms like Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube's got one. Everyone's got one. And they're going live direct to people who are messaging back and forth. And Speelburg was actually inviting people to come on, and he would serenade them. So, you know, I mean, for a man who looks this good in a camisole, you can just imagine the thrill of being serenaded by him. And very few sound and technical issues, which is a problem with Zoom and Reddit Live and things like that. And I was just very impressed with how quickly you pivoted into some of these new domains like Reddit Live.
Well, we're like a year into the pandemic now. It's been a huge learning curve. Like, I was supposed to be playing at South by Southwest last year. So it was the first time at South by Southwest. And 6 days before I was supposed to fly out there, no, stay home and please don't come. But then shortly thereafter, there was like all these like live streams starting to pop up. They're like ropey, but they're fun because it's this, like you say, it's this new frontier. I did it in my living room. I was standing up. I had my backing tracks coming out of the computer as Porsche was coming out, my debut album available now everywhere. I had made the record, and the plan was to release the record this year and tour it and do all the fun stuff.
Wow.
So we kind of had to get creative. And that's when the Reddit stuff started.
You're kind of blowing up on there. I mean, you were on the front page when I popped in, and everybody was very engaged. You know, it's Reddit, so you've got like kind of the Wild West in the comment section. You've got, people being very politically correct, and then people being trolls, and they're kind of just battling each other. But then there's just a lot of support and for sort of a fun carnival atmosphere. One of the problems on the internet is we're being talked to constantly. Look at what I did with my girlfriend. Look at her butt. Look at this place. Look at my awesome theory on Bitcoin. And there's very little, as a comedian, I'm used to an audience engaging back, and the quality of the show is determined by how much they're not just watching, they're sort of part of the action. Out of all the lives I've seen and everything, that was the first time I was like, I want to call into this.
I'm so glad that you called in because, obviously we get to do fun stuff like this. But like that in and of itself is even a recent switch. So for the first like 2 months of the Reddit thing, well, it started out every Wednesday, just playing my album songs because there's nowhere to tour them. So it's just like log on, play them, and like Reddit caught on, and they've been throwing it up on the front page, that means you get like 200,000 people watching each stream. After a year, you buy a few little things and you make everything less complicated. I had an old camera, an old DSLR camera. I was like, great, let's just have that set up permanently. Let's bring this one light in for when we do it. Just make everything streamlined so it's not like I have to take down the whole studio every time and then build it back up just to do these live streams, because then that becomes annoying. But if you can make it simple enough where you can just tune on.
I went through a similar transformation as well. We were shooting big stories. We went on to 6 different cities with the Black Lives Matter protests. We covered mushroom decriminalization in Denver. We were working for the NBA and the NFL for a little while. In that time, I just started getting interested in I hate to say regular stories, but just this idea that every single person has either a story or access to some story that's surprising and outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like that's a good aspect of it. I think the democratization.
Let me just button up after that. I'm so proud of myself.
Call the president. We got ourselves a wordsmith over here.
How many syllables were in that? Chord for you.
The democratization, like anyone can do it now.
But including Russian bots. You know what I mean? Like literally everyone. You're competing now with Russia.
I was always competing with Russia.
Really? Is that a personal thing? have a picture of Drago on
yeah.
your wall. You crumble it up like he did in the montage. Dun, dun.
We're doing this twice a week until I say June just because like it seems far away, but I'm gonna keep doing it because it's really fun.
Some of the technical things, basic, because I don't want to give so many details that it freaks me out or everybody else out. But you've got a DSLR camera connected to your laptop, and you're using, because I really liked how you did the little border, and you have your Instagram follower account, so they're encouraged to go follow you on Instagram, and they pop in at the bottom.
So anytime you want to stream yourself online, if you're doing it through Instagram Live, that's a different thing. But you'll probably be using one version of OBS, which is a free software, which is out there. And it's an open source. Film yourself. You can put overlays. You can like decorate the whole thing. Reddit have their own version called RPAN, which is Reddit Public Access Network, which I really love. Oh, let's just let the weirdos out. Let's let the musicians, the artists, the people that just want to be on TV. There's a guy that like picks up trash in San Francisco, and he casts that on Reddit.
I see.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and anybody can get RPAN on their phone, or they can get it on their computer. If you do it with the computer, you can add overlays. So I've designed, a few simple overlays so that people are watching it aren't just watching just another Zoom call, because everyone's on Zoom all day anyway at work. The last thing they want to do is watch a like underproduced Zoom call.
Yeah.
But then the rest is kind of madness. I've got some songs. I write songs every day. I've got this mic, which is an SM7, which is, a broadcasting mic. They're fairly affordable. The performance is just fun. It's supposed to be just like spur of the moment.
The moment I started doing more lives, I remembered that feeling of like, oh, it's like an audience. I can see them here. Here we go. And then when I saw you bringing people in, I was like, that's exactly the kind of thing I would love to do.
Just start playing there, and see what happens. Do it kind of regularly so that people that are there will start recognizing your face and like tune in more and more. And if it's comedy, if it's music, if it's anything, like people are just, there's like a subreddit called the U Show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just type RPAN into Google and the Reddit will come up. It brings you to a GitHub, I think, where you download just the program, the zip file from GitHub, and it opens like a program on whatever computer you're using.
Okay.
If you want to do it on your phone, just literally set it up on your phone, and but if you do it through a computer, then you can like use a different camera.
Okay, you've demystified that a little bit. That's great.
Absolutely.
It looked a little more complicated than I knew it was.
If there is anyone watching that like genuinely has any questions about how to do this, just DM me. Enable permissions for OBS in Mac preferences, and it's just like little annoying things that you might overlook. I honestly think everyone should be doing it. It's super fun. You make new friends.
If you can, keep in mind that you're just having fun. It doesn't matter how everything you do is received. It's more of a daily habit situation. I'm glad that people like you are out there to kind of keep it fun, man. You're taking control. There's nothing in between you and the audience, and I hope you have major success. And I appreciate you taking this time.
Thanks, man.